We begin tonight with some breaking news out of Crawford County. Police are looking for a suspect in a shooting that happened near Alma today. Suspect's name is Daniel Kangas, and he is believed to be driving this white GMC truck with a license plate number there on your screen. Sheriff Daniel Perry says the suspect is believed to be in northwest Arkansas. Sheriff says the shooting happened on Mountain Grove Road this afternoon. The victim was doing lawn work when it happened. He was taken to the hospital and is believed to be released tonight. Perry says the incident is isolated and there is no danger to the public. We'll, of course, keep you posted with the latest information tomorrow morning on your 5 News this morning. Let's talk about the forecast now. We had a dreary forecast pretty much today. A lot of us saw rain. A lot of us didn't see rain. These are some of the clouds time-lapsed over our camera in Ozark. You saw the clouds, Scott. Not a lot of rainfall with that until late this afternoon.
And even then, it was pretty limited. As we expected, we kind of had the idea, yep, there's going to be 2, maybe 3 storms, and that's what we saw. Is the severe weather threat entirely over? Not entirely, not technically. Let's talk about what we've got going on. Radar, a clear sweep. We do have some drizzle across parts of the area, maybe even a little bit of fog. So if you're heading to the late shift or getting off second shift, you might need the windshield wipers over the next couple of minutes. When we start to look at the storm fuel, what's left? Well, here's the front right here, and it's kind of pushed that storm fuel almost entirely out of the area. Still, though, Weather Service hasn't canceled the watch for Scott or Logan counties. This is the tornado watch. They did drop Johnson, though, which was originally included. I would give it maybe a few more minutes. In fact, maybe if we're lucky within this newscast, they'll probably end up dropping those 2 counties that remain simply because that front's pushing all the energy off towards the south and east. Now, temperatures are falling quickly. And if you've been outside, you, of course, know exactly what I'm talking about. There will be cooler temperatures tonight. There will be a few additional showers tonight and even tomorrow. This cool down lasts for a couple of days, but I'm tracking a nice weekend warm up. I'd love to share it with you coming up right here on your 10-day forecast in a few minutes.
Okay, Scott, thanks. New information tonight after 9 men arrested in an undercover child exploitation operation in northwest Arkansas. Taylor Howard joining us now in the studio with what both investigators and child advocates say about what parents should know about their children's social media habits and online activity. Taylor?
Darren, Fayetteville police say this operation has been in the works for weeks and involved several local and federal agencies working together across northwest Arkansas. Investigators say cases like this are becoming more common across the country. And tonight, a forensic interviewer in the River Valley who works with children impacted by sexual abuse is sharing what parents should know about protecting children online.
These are individuals who are looking for the opportunity to offend against a minor.
Documents obtained by 5 News from the Washington County Prosecutor's Office says the suspect responded to online posts offering sexual encounters for money before talking with who they believed was a 14-year-old girl, but was actually an undercover officer.
The offenders definitely believed that they were speaking with and communicating with minors.
Police say even after being told the girl was underage, all 9 suspects still tried to meet up and were arrested between April 30th and May 4th. Investigators say the suspects are now facing felony charges of internet stalking of a child. Sergeant Mock says officers aren't targeting random people online, but rather responding to individuals actively seeking minors.
None of our operations go in and solicit offenders. It is offenders who are soliciting potential victims.
Now, child advocates say this case should also serve as a reminder for parents to stay involved in their children's online activity.
If they're not willing to be open who they're talking to, what they're doing online, that's definitely something I would start to look into.
Brockett also says parents should pay very close attention to changes in behavior or secrecy around phones and apps.
Definitely just cover the grounds on what it is they're doing and who it is they're talking to, what information they're giving out, and just watch the behavior.
Brockett says in her work interviewing children and adults who may have experienced sexual abuse, one of the biggest things parents can do is stay involved, asking who their children are talking to online, what apps they're using, and what information they may be sharing. Taylor Howard, 5 News.
Okay, Taylor, thanks. Police in Sequoia County have now charged a Muldrow middle school teacher with a failure to report child abuse. Court documents say a 13-year-old student told Tyler Shepard she had been raped but he never reported it. He'll be arraigned in a Sequoyah County courtroom tomorrow afternoon. A Benton County 16-year-old has been charged as an adult this evening after he stabbed his mother 12 times. Jose Carranza Reyes now faces attempted capital murder, first-degree domestic battery, and evidence tampering. Court documents say in March he stabbed his mother around a dozen times. Prosecutors say he also tried to hide his phone and the knife used in the stabbing. Carranza Reyes' bond was set at $1 million. The Arkansas National Guard has another update tonight after 8 guardsmen were injured in that crash during a training exercise at Fort Chaffee yesterday. It happened in a military vehicle like this one you see here. 7 of the guardsmen who were taken to Mercy Fort Smith yesterday were back working today. One guardsman, though, was taken to Washington Regional, later airlifted to a hospital in Springfield, Missouri, after needing a higher level of care. Training was paused amid a review into safety precautions. Fort Chaffee, though, will host a live fire training exercise tomorrow or Thursday morning. They'll also recognize the first responders who responded to yesterday's crash. All new tonight, Fayetteville City Council has approved plans to hike up water and sewer rates over the next 4 years. How much your bill will go up, of course, depends on how much water your household uses. If you're on the lower use side, bills will stay pretty much about the same, but would rise closer to $50 by 2030. If you're an average household, it would rise about $15 early on, and if you're on the upper use side, would go up about $42. The rate hikes will help match growth impacts on infrastructure, plus keep up with the city's biggest expense, purchasing water from the Beaver Water District.
It's our largest operating expense. It's over 50% of our operating costs, and it's at $18 million this year. Beaver Water's rates are increasing roughly 11% per year through 2030, and then about 5% per year after. We don't control that cost, but our rates have to keep pace with it.
The first rate hike is set to go into effect July 1st. Now, the city also raised developer impact fees tonight for the first time in 17 years. Those are the fees that are put on developers to help fund growth projects without residents having to shoulder all the costs. In Fort Smith, the EPA has an update tonight on what led to Saturday's chemical spill at a business on Highway 271 South. A storage tank at C&S Chemicals exploded. The cause of that explosion, though, is still not known. EPA says 140,000 gallons of chemicals spilled, 15,000 more than what local officials had previously reported. Game and Fish says they found 300 dead fish in nearby water so far. They continue to urge residents to avoid the area as cleanup efforts continue. Now, the city of Fort Smith was also told none of the acid leaked into the water supply in the city. Sections of 2 streets in Fort Smith will soon have names added to them. Fort Smith City directors tonight approved renaming a part of North 25th Street after Isaiah Joe and a part of North 23rd Street after Jalen Williams. Both are Northside High School graduates who went on to play for the Razorbacks and won the NBA championship with Oklahoma City last season. The final votes of the special session are expected tomorrow morning in Arkansas as lawmakers prepare to pass bills lowering the state's income tax and corporate tax rates. Catherine Rowley recaps the lightning round of tax cuts.
When Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders called this special session, one item was on the agenda: tax cuts. Senate Minority Leader Greg Leding of Fayetteville says that the money could be spent on programs like child care and rural health care.
The state should keep that $1,000 if it meant that we could invest in child care, supporting rural hospitals that are closing, providing better health outcomes overall. There's just a lot more we could do to more meaningfully help people.
Supporters argue lower taxes will help Arkansas compete with other states for jobs and business growth.
We're competing against states that have zero income tax, so the more that we're able to do to bring in job creators, we should do, and as we can afford it, which has been the model and what we've been doing again for the last 13 years.
State Representative Ashley Hudson of Little Rock also voted against the bill, saying she's concerned about cutting revenue while some state programs remain underfunded.
I'm concerned that in doing so, we are setting ourselves up for a potential crisis later on.
But State Rep David Ray of Maumelle says that the state is in a strong financial position with billions in reserves and years of budget surpluses.
We have one of the best fiscal outlooks at any point in the history of our state.
With the proposed tax cuts, the state would lose about $180 million. Money, Hudson says, could go towards impacting communities.
That's real money. We can see what kind of impact we could have, and it's real and it's tangible and it could save lives.
Ray says the state continues to experience surpluses as the economy grows, bringing more people into the natural state.
It gives us the resources that we need to invest in key areas and continue to lower those taxes further so that we continue to experience economic success.
Lawmakers will take one final round of votes Wednesday morning. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders already has a signing ceremony planned for 1 o'clock. Catherine Rowley, 5 News.